are live, WCTV football game of the week. Justin, we got Brentwood visiting Summit. Brentwood with a record of 3-1, Summit at 1-3. Common opponent, Blackman. It wasn't close for Brentwood. Summit is going to try to pull off the upset in front of the homecoming crowd. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, first district game, I believe, for both opponents, so games that finally mean something if you're on either sideline. I think Summit's going to be climbing an uphill battle, if I had to be honest, but
high hopes on an incoming transfer student is the breaking news. Quarterback, it's going to be Wyatt Gramling. Not sure if he's in, number 17. He is in, so heavy plate ahead of him. Brentwood stout at 3-1. Their only lost crosstown rival, Brentwood Academy.
Well, I believe it was a pretty close game all the way to the end. So first snap, handoff right up the middle, and that's going to be number 2.
That's going to be a first down.
Raylan Thompson. So first play right out of the gate, Summit able to pick up a first down.
So if we had a panel, Justin, and people were picking teams, I don't know that anyone would pick Summit in this battle, and I think they know that it's an uphill battle. Summit's going to come out in 3 wide, try to spread them out, and they ran the ball there. I would look for a lot of what you're seeing now. The counter inside, the trap rather inside. I don't know that they're going to try to air the ball out here against Brentwood. It's going to be let's chew the clock, run the ball, and shorten the game.
Both teams, I think, run heavy teams, even out of the spread formation. But, yeah, they're going to try to grind this one out, shorten the game. And if they can win, 14-10, that's going to be ideal for Summit.
Well, and I think Summit's goal probably, if you wrote it up on the dry erase board in the locker room, is win time of possession. If they can stay on the field with their offense and keep Brentwood on the sidelines, that is a major victory. And so far, churning out a first down and then a 5 yards here, 3rd and 5.
Yeah, 3rd and manageable. So out of the first 3 plays we've seen out of Summit, 2 runs by Thompson. That was the quarterback keeper by the transfer, Wyatt Gramling.
Yeah, if Summit can keep it 3rd and manageable, again, that's another victory. If they're looking at 3rd and long, that's not going to be conducive to what they want to do. And so here I say they take a deep shot, and it's almost picked by Brentwood.
Skipped off the turf there. That was Gramling. Intended target was Pierce. Pierce was actually open over there on the sideline. I don't think he was just expecting the pass. But that'll prompt the punt unit for Summit.
So Gramling ships in, I don't know if it was UPS or FedEx, but arrived basically overnight. And so you're going to probably see some growing pains for Gramling as he gets acclimated to a new offense, new players. And so, like you said, a missed wide open receiver there. Not surprising as the game has just started. Summit back to punt. Brentwood sends mild pressure. Not a great punt.
No, punt goes out of bounds. Brentwood will take over right around the 45. That was number 4, Clayton Merrill, the senior, back deep for Brentwood. So we'll see the Bruins take over. Oh, and they're going to march it way up.
Yeah, so it looks like it sailed out of bounds at about the Summit 49.
I thought it was going to be on the Brentwood 45 side, but
net yard of about 11 on that punt. And Brentwood didn't do us any help here, giving us their roster in about 6-point font. So I'm going to have to squint looking at this thing.
I believe, is that number 8 back there at quarterback, Cannon Kinder? So going motion.
Motion. Yeah. Kinder's on the keeper, has room. Hit hard after about a 6-yard gain.
So Brentwood able to close the gap there. It looks like number 13, Dylan Pierce, coming in from the safety spot, making sure Kinder doesn't pick up any more yards. But regardless, it's going to be a pickup of about 5 for the Bruins.
Kinder listed at 5'10", 160 as a defensive back.
Down from the 41.
Kinder out of the shotgun, 3 wide, single back set. Handoff goes to number 2. That's going to be Gavin Nelson. Nelson will be close to a first down.
The couple Spartans over there for the tackle.
Look like we're going to be third.
Yeah, third and short.
Third and a baby shoe.
Third down, 1 from the 36.
So, like you said, Doug, I think 5 run plays, 1 pass play so far with 9 minutes left, chewing into that clock. Brentwood not known this year thus far for having a terrific pass game, but being able to chew up a lot of yards on the ground.
Well, on the dry erase board for Brentwood's going to be simple. Let's stay healthy.
Yep.
Let's get ahead of them early. Let's put the game away, running clock, and go home. But Summit, is going to have something to say about that as we progress through the night. First down, Brentwood on the carry there.
Nelson able to pick up the first down right up the middle.
Tackle by number 1, Michael Crutcher.
Crutcher on the tackle for the Spartans, coming in from his safety spot. And if you're a defensive coordinator, when your secondary is making a lot of these tackles, it's not ideal.
Yeah, Brentwood comes out in four wide, one back set, but you're probably going to see another run here. No, he actually throws it. 0 for 2 on the predictive calls on the night.
So quick pass there to Luke Oliver. He's gonna be very close. If he doesn't pick it up, he will pick it up. So Oliver on the reception, 10-yard gain for the Bruins.
First and 10, Brentwood from the
Gets him
21.
within the red zone here for the first time here. The WCTV game of the week.
Brentwood right on the ball. NASCAR is what we call it. No huddle offense. Hands it off again to number 2. He's got space. That is going to be awfully close again to moving the chains down at about the 11-yard line. Goes number 2, Gavin Nelson.
Yeah. Nelson able to gash multiple times right up the middle against this Spartan defense.
Brentwood again going to no huddle look here, trying to keep Summit on their toes. Out of the shotgun.
A little check with me to the sideline.
Kander with the quick pass. Wide open. Gain of about 6 on the play. That's going to be a first down.
That's Ollie George on the reception. Pierce once again with the tackle for the Spartans.
And this is kind of what you've grown to expect with Brentwood football. Very few mistakes. They're going to play disciplined football. You're not going to see a lot of penalties, and they're going to drive down the field 6, 7, 8 yards at a chunk here.
Very methodical on offense for sure for the Bruins. Historically, most likely again here this year.
Kander takes a snap, hands it off to Nelson. Nelson looks, makes a cut, and that's a touchdown.
Yeah. So first 6 points of tonight's game go to Braylon Thompson. Goes untouched once again right up the middle through that Spartan defense. So Thompson over there is celebrating with his teammates.
And that just looked easy.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, not a lot of pressure from Summit on the throws and 7, 8 yards of carry. Nothing long, but, if the game continues on, you are going to see that Summit defense wear down, and you're going to see some long gains, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Kick is up and good. And just like that, your WCTV game of the week, Brentwood 7, Summit 0. 7:16 left to go in your first quarter. Great night for football tonight, too, Justin. Beautiful night. Got our weather station over here to our right, and I'm not sure what the barometric pressure is on the night, but I'm sure someone does.
Yeah, with the setup they got there, I think you could tell maybe what the next month's forecast
that's right.
would be.
I think we mentioned earlier in the broadcast homecoming night here for Summit, and usually you want to schedule somebody on homecoming that gives cause for celebration, but Summit scheduled potentially one of the tougher high schools in Williamson County to come here, and they had high hopes, I think, for this incoming transfer student.
Well, when you're in Class 6A in Williamson County, there's really no gimmies for a homecoming opponent.
Them or Ravenwood is what you're going to be bringing in.
So we'll see the Spartans lined up here for the return. They have 3 deep back.
And so they did not kick it into the end zone, I don't believe, on the first kick, and I'm sure he can. Kick is up. That's going to drop at about the 1 yard deep in the end zone, and that is a touchback. It's nice to see the old traditional kickoff and kick return compared to what you see in the NFL these days. I don't even know what's going on when I look at it. I don't know where the ball is. I don't know where they're kicking it.
Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays have me confused. They might as well just start at the 25 at this point.
Correct. And so Summit's going to come out again. You're going to see 2 wide, 3 wide. Here you got 2 wide to the top of the screen.
So once again, Grambling heeding quarterback duties. He's going to hand it off. Oh, and actually keeps it himself.
Keeps it. Good keep on Grambling. Faked out Justin on the play there.
Play gain 6 yards. Second down 4 from the 26.
Jackson Krenke was there on the fake handoff. Gain of about 6. And I think Summit would be okay with that if they could sustain it.
Yeah, if you can get 3, 4, in this instance 6 yards every play, you're going to be happy if you're the Spartans. I don't know which side this is going to be on, though.
I think this is going to be on the defense. On the right side there. Look like they're D-in. Nope, got him. Laundry on the field, as we would say. So definitely not
what you want. Yeah. That's not going to help your cause when you're taking on Brentwood.
No, we talked about discipline with Brentwood, and if Summit's going to get 6 or 7 yards and then lose 5, 2nd and 9 is not what you're going to want as a Spartan here. No. 2 wide to the top of the screen. Grambling on the handoff. Hands it to Krenke. Krenke's going to be bottled up.
Yeah, multiple Bruins there.
Depending on the spot, no gain on the carry. He got hit immediately in the backfield.
So it looks like they had a power pole set up. Guard and tackle trying to open it up the hole, but that was blown up nicely by the Bruins defensive line.
They're going to get a generous spot on that because it looked like he was met in the backfield. We'll call it 3rd and 8 for the Spartans. They come out in 3 wide. Look for a in or something towards the sideline here. Fumble. Grambling drops the ball. He gets out of the pocket, and then Brentwood, about 7 Bruins come in to seal the deal on that. Grambling dropped the ball. Almost had something there, but Brentwood's pursuit angles said nope.
Like we mentioned, Grambling, I believe, recent transfer, potentially his first game at quarterback here for the Spartans. So still working on some of that timing and communication probably with his center. And, was able to make 2 or 3 Bruins miss in the backfield. Got it back to the line of scrimmage, thankfully, as a punter. But Summit will once again trot out the punt unit.
You have to question the thought of punts blocked out of bounds at about the 23.
Yeah, so partially blocked there by the Bruins special teams unit, and I don't think the
punt block was on there, Justin. They almost blocked the last one. They just have a leaky line there, and Brentwood's getting pressure without full-on block. I think they would take a return. But what I was saying is I don't know if you have kids that grind since August, July, that want to be a part of the program, and so I don't know that you plug a transfer in right away and let them play quarterback of all positions.
It's a plug-and-play mentality these days.
Brentwood's going to open up with 2 wide, 2 in the backfield out of the shotgun.
A little different formation than we saw on the first drive.
Guess they're going to attack the 3 hole here on the left side. We'll see how it goes. No, he pulls it back, does he?
Oh, and number 4 there for the Bruins, able to gather it in, but he's going to be piled up in the backfield, so Clayton Merrill.
They probably should have went with a 3 hole on the earlier call.
Or Merrill probably should have just not caught that.
Well, they passed it out to the flat, and Merrill bobbled the catch, and then he gave Summit time to close in. And
interesting play call there. Bruins have had a great success running the ball up the middle, and they try to swing it out to the edge.
So I think the down and distance guy might be asleep there. It's 2nd and about 13. Quick pass out to number 4. 4 makes a man miss, makes another man miss, has the sideline, cuts in, and is dragged down at about the 11 to 12-yard line.
So Merrill once again on the reception.
Tackled by number 6, David Dumaris.
Dumaris on the tackle there for the Spartans. Coming in from his linebacker position.
Summit on the ball again. 4:29 left in the first quarter, driving in the red zone. Ball is on the 14. Oh, false start there on the, looks like the tight end on the right side moved. Coincidentally, the same player that moved on defense, but drew off the tackle for Summit.
Well,
he was bound and determined to cost them 5 yards. So 1st and 15 now for the Bruins. Ball on the 18.
Bruins looking a little more methodical here at this play call. They were doing a lot of, like you said, Doug, on the ball, check with me on the sideline. But now they had a 5-yard penalty. They're going to take their time with this one.
4 wide, single back set. Out of the shotgun, running back goes in motion. It's going to be a quick pass. Gets it in the flat, makes a man move. Hit hard at about the 6-yard line.
That is Gavin Nelson on the reception. Great blocking on the edge by the wide receivers. Nelson goes in motion, gets the swing pass, and has 3 wide receivers out there blocking for him.
So just like that, 1st and 15 goes to 2nd and about 3 from the 7-yard line. Brentwood 2 wide to the bottom of the screen. Double back set. Snap is back.
Nelson on the
handoff again to Nelson. He's going to be close to a 1st down, tackled at the yard marker. Looks like we're going to have 3rd and about 1 based off of the officials' marking.
I would guess you're probably going to see a run, most likely right up the middle here from the Bruins. Kind of been their bread and butter so far here in the 1st quarter.
I've quit predicting now. Brentwood has become unpredictable.
Uh-oh.
Goes out under center. A la Jalen Hurts in the it's odd that you'd see Brentwood line up under center there. The tush push gets the 1st down at about the 1-yard line.
I didn't know teams knew how to go under center anymore.
That is the truth. They go under center there, but 1st and goal on the 1, and they're back in the shotgun, 2 wide. Wide receiver stacked at the hashes on the bottom of the screen. There's the snap, the handoff to number 2. Waiting for the call. This is going to be close.
Judges are looking at each other.
I don't think he made it here. Yeah, he's about a yard shy there. Looked like he got hit in the back. Summit had good penetration on that run play. Brentwood back on the ball, probably going to run the same exact play, and they do. Same exact play.
It's got stuffed again, I think.
Looks like where the official's coming in, he is short. No call yet.
Yeah, so
3rd down.
Summit's able to stop the same play back to back. So you go to the well a 3rd time if you're the Bruins.
Summit fan, just 3rd down.
Well, Summit broke up.
It's going to be a late substitution by Summit.
Well, the official's still holding the ball, allowing for the substitution. So big goal line stand here for Summit. You'd have to imagine Brentwood, this is 2 downs for them. They're not going to kick here.
Back under center again.
And that's going to be, there he is. The QB sneak. 3rd and 1, that's going to be a touchdown.
Good for the Brentwood touchdown.
So Kinder able to take it in himself for the Bruins. The QB sneak, that'll extend their lead to 13. And barring the extra point, 14-0 here with 2:19 left in the 1st quarter.
You know, I was recalling this with one of our other co-hosts, Coach Brees. And I feel like every time we come to Summit, there's something unexpected that happens. There was the thunderstorm, rain delay. There was the medical emergency the one night we were here. And so hopefully we don't have a medical emergency. We have our weather thing set up. And so hopefully we just have a good night of football. We got drones flying everywhere. Good stuff.
I'm sure the home crowd wants to get home to their homecoming festivities after this as well.
Big in-town Williamson County matchup tonight. Nolensville, Franklin. A quick score check there. Franklin 8, Nolensville 0.
Franklin's homecoming as well tonight.
That is correct. You know, Franklin's closing the gap each year. Played some very tough competition. I feel like we say that every year, but watched a couple of their games. Had the upset visiting Centennial, and they could pull the upset tonight again against Nolensville.
Yeah.
Brentwood's lining to kick off. Kind of a narrow kickoff formation here, as they don't spread their formation past the hash here on the bottom side. And then Summit's going to go with a 3-and-3 look on the receiving. Kick is up. It's a line drive. That's going to bounce in.
Turnable for Summit.
Takes it at the 5 to the 20. And there he's met. Rolls forward to the 22. And that is where the Spartan offense will take over.
Pace on the return, and Heidi from the Bruins met him at about the 22, 23.
You know, when you're in the first quarter, Justin, and it's 14-0 and there's 2:13 left, you don't want to say that this is potentially a make-or-break drive for the Spartans. But you have to kind of say they have to make something here, whether it be turn field position or score. You know, you don't want to put that pressure on so early, but you have to feel with the much hyped Brentwood team that Summit's going to have to come away with something here on this drive.
I think the goal for the Spartans here is at least get it past midfield. We've seen one punt blocked, one punt go about 20 yards, so you know you're not going to flip this field position.
And 20 yards is generous.
Yeah.
Total 20 yards, but minus the 12 yards from the chain gang. So Summit again is going to open up in twins here on the bottom of the screen, single back set out of the shotgun. I don't know that they're going to look to throw the ball, although now they motion their back out. Open up in a 3-wide set. This could be a QB keep here. Grambling takes the snap, and it is design quarterback run. They may want to redesign that one because they only got about 2 yards.
Well, it's interesting. If you notice, when the running back motioned out, the linebackers all came in. They kind of figured it was going to be a keeper for Grambling there.
Well, you have to wonder if there's some miscommunication because Grambling motioned them out and then motioned them back in, and they didn't come back in. And so it turns into a 3rd and 5.5, we'll call it. And again, this is not what Summit wants. They want 3rd and about 2, 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap. Grambling throws a dart, and it's picked.
Intercepted,
Looks like a miscommunication there because I think the wide receiver on the outside was supposed to come back, and he ran the deep seam route. Grambling threw the timing pass, and the only one there was the Brentwood defender, number 7.
Yeah, it's Shepard Smith with the interception. But, definitely some miscommunication. It's not the first time we've seen that tonight with Grambling and the rest of his teammates. So definitely some growing pains with the transfer quarterback coming in.
So Brentwood may have been better off letting them punt there because this may be worse field position. Brentwood's going to take over on the 39.
We'll see a new quarterback in for Brentwood already. That's J.C. White, the sophomore.
He may be the throwing quarterback. We'll see. So Brentwood opens up in 5 wide. Motion number 2. Takes the snap, has some room, makes a cut. Gets about 6 or 7 on the play.
That's Nelson once again. The every down running back. So once you saw him in motion, you probably figured there's going to be a jet sweep going somewhere.
Based off of the spot gain of about 4, actually. So 2nd and 6. No change at quarterback still. 4 wide, single back set for Brentwood.
They don't have to. Well, they did, but they didn't have to
quick
snap
throw to the outside, and that's actually, well, it was out of bounds, but they're going to let the clock, well, they stopped the clock, so Brentwood will have one more play before the first quarter closes out.
So it'll be 3rd and just short.
I hear there's a big game tomorrow between SEC opponents. We'll talk about it here after the play. 4 wide out of the shotgun goes Brentwood, tries to draw him off sides. No such luck. Looking to pass, quick pass to number 23. He's met immediately, but that's going to be a first down.
That was White to number 23, Okla. And if Oklahoma would have turned it to the outside, he had some blocking help there, but regardless, picks up a first down, and that'll be most likely the end of the first quarter. So here in Spring Hill, WCTV Game of the Week, we have the visiting Brentwood Bruins leading 14-0.
So huge SEC game this week. Vanderbilt. Now we have UT Knoxville.
Big game.
Oklahoma squaring off.
Oklahoma's first game as
SEC against their
school.
former Heisman winning quarterback.
Lots of storylines there.
Yep. Classy act so far. Coach Heupel was asked about it. Didn't really say much, and he was dismissed as the offensive coordinator for the Oklahoma Sooners. And you have to think there is a bit of revenge involved here.
You got to think there's some salt left in that wound for sure. I like the Vols' chances in that game.
I would say most of the media likes the Vols' chances in that game. Well, the first quarter, Justin, shaped out just like I think we both would have thought it would.
Yep.
Brentwood pretty disciplined, drove down the field, created turnovers on defense, and I think there could have been two, actually, interceptions on defense. One was a very similar throw on the far side of the field that was not intercepted but almost identical. And so forcing Summit into some bad situations, anything more than 3rd and 5 is going to be hard for them. And
if you're Summit, you got to stay ahead of schedule, as they say. You got to get 4 or 5 yards on each play because, like I mentioned that last drive, if they don't get past midfield, this can get very ugly very quick if you're a Summit fan.
Number 4 in motion for the Bruins. Flex is back out. He's going to go deep to number 11, who's wide open.
No one
right
in coverage.
Down the middle. That's going to be Bowen Clunan. So Bowen Clunan wide open over the middle. And on the RPO there, they sucked the entire Summit defense inside, and he just hit him wide open.
Lots of misdirection on that play for sure. You had a motion and a flex out.
I mean,
RPO,
that's just where you want to say that's just unfair.
Yeah, yep.
That's just unfair. Yeah, Brentwood sucked in their entire defense. Safeties, linebackers, they all bit, leaving 11 wide open. Kick is up. Kick is good. And so just like that, 11:54 to go in the second quarter. Brentwood 21, Summit 0.
So another quick update around the county. End of 1. Franklin leading Nolensville 8-0 still.
You will be serenaded by John Bon Jovi as you do the score recap here.
Try to find some other recaps around the county. But yeah, Tennessee, Oklahoma, definitely the keynote game tomorrow. Got Nebraska, Illinois currently playing. I'm sure you're watching at home. You're channel swapping between commercials.
Yeah, and so probably the first real test for the UT Vols as they travel to Norman. I mean, some might say NC State, but we're not sure if the verdict is out on them, but UT hung 50 on them. And so we'll see what happens in Norman. But right here in Spring Hill, Tennessee, Brentwood's trying to hang 50 on Summit, and they're well on their way, 21-0. After the first quarter and 6 seconds into the second. Brentwood lines up to kick. Similar formation, shortened kickoff team at the hash. Summit 3x3 to receive. Kick is up and high. That's going to be in the end zone, and that's a touchback. Summit will take over on the 20. No breeze tonight.
No.
I couldn't find the flag to do the national anthem because it was hanging flat.
First and 10, Summit from the 20.
Well, and so if you're Summit here, Justin, are you hitting the panic button at all? Or are you just trying to shorten the game?
I think you still got to try to air it out a little bit, get some positive momentum for your team, but you've got to, like we said, got to stay ahead of schedule, got to try to get 3-4 yards here, and if anything, get your transfer quarterback on the same page with your offense.
Right, and I think the important thing is, especially if you're going to put somebody in like that, what are the 3 or 4 plays that he does well that he can run, right? If he's your guy for the rest of the season, and you're not going to play Brentwood every week.
No.
And so what are the 3 or 4 things that you know he can take away from this game if you want him to be the guy going for the rest of the season? And so right now, the outside routes, I mean, 1 pick, 1 close pick, some miscommunication on a handoff. And so and I think Summit knew they were in for an uphill battle tonight against visiting Brentwood. Brentwood expected to make some noise in the 6A playoffs.
So that's Cranky there. It looks like he's going to pick up the first down, but we've got a flag back at the 25. But, yeah, if you're offensive coordinator Kerry Collins, you got to start getting Grayling's confidence up, maybe some easy bubble screens, swing passes, quick slants, get some receptions and completions up to get him a little bit more confident rather than the deep out routes and streaks down the sideline.
Well, and if anybody's going to know a quarterback, it's going to be the former Penn State standout New York Giant, Carolina Panther, Kerry Collins.
Tennessee Titan.
Tennessee Titan. He pulled that one from way back. That's right.
So that's going to be a holding call on the Spartans. And just like we said, they had a first down, would have got past the 30, but the holding penalty puts them way behind the sticks now. It's going to be second and about 20.
Another flag on the play. Almost picked again by number 7.
Yeah.
7's just sitting back, licking his chops, watching these throws go in the air. Shepard Smith on a very senior-laden Brentwood team.
So Cranky, once again, the intended target.
I mean, if this is on Summit, whatever it is, it's going to be half the distance. It's going to be a false start on the Spartans. So 2nd and 15 might as well be second in another county because this really puts them against the chains. Brentwood actually declined the penalty and brings up 3rd and 15.
You just saw their offensive coordinator, Kerry Collins, talking to Grambling, potentially just settling them down a bit, and let's try to get going what we hopefully worked on this entire week, and some easy passes and getting everybody on the same page here.
So 3rd and 15, Summit's in 4 wide. Grambling scanning the field, gets pressure immediately, and he's going to be sacked at the 11. Tripped up. Just no time there.
No.
This pocket collapsed.
So that was number 1, William Turner, with the sack. And there you see head coach Bryan Coleman.
Bryan Coleman looking very much like a Spartan there with the pointed beard and looking on, probably not as pleased as he would want to be right now with the blocking up front and the execution. The penalties are just killers.
Coach Coleman been at the helm for quite a bit of time now here with Summit. Had some success a few years back with the Wade twins.
High wobbler goes out at about the 37, fair caught by number 4 for Brentwood. And they'll take over, and again, small victories, but Summit's losing the field position battle as well. I mean, Brentwood's average field position's like the 38-yard line of Summit.
Yeah, you're not helping your cause if you're Summit here. That last drive picked up a first down, would have been past the 30, but costly holding penalties. Second time they've had a first down called back due to penalty.
So you have to wonder, 16, Coleman Childs in the quarterback position for Brentwood.
It's their 3rd quarterback tonight, I believe.
So keeper by Childs. He's going to get about 4 on the play. I don't know if this is intentional by Brentwood or if they kind of know the night they have ahead of them, or if they're getting other quarterbacks reps. Childs is going to stay in at quarterback. And Childs has been in since the quarterback keeper, so you don't know if on the goal line there might have been an injury there. But it doesn't look like they've missed a beat here with Childs in at quarterback. Brentwood's going to go 3 wide, single back out of the shotgun. Childs hands it off. Number 2 has room around the edge.
Green grass over there. They will pick up first down and more.
Gain of about 15 goes, I believe, Nelson.
Yep.
Tackled by number 14, Preston Griffin.
So Nelson on the carry gets about 13 yards on the play. That's going to bring up 1st and 10 from the 20. Child still in at quarterback, something to look at as the game moves on. Breaking news out of Brentwood, backup quarterback in second quarter. We don't know if it's by design or not, but again, Brentwood hasn't missed a beat offensively. 3 wide to the top, quick pass to the sideline, a little behind the receiver. It's going to be number 15 for the Bruins.
It's going to be Hank DeGrorum. No, lack of lighting and 7-point font is not a great combination. So if I mispronounce any names, I apologize in advance.
I've already given up. We're going with numbers on my end over here, at least for Brentwood. Summit was kind enough to give us a roster and human being font.
Well, I think Brentwood's issues, they have about 100 dressed players for tonight.
2nd and 5 for the Bruins. Child still in at quarterback. Shotgun, single back set. Takes a snap. Looking downfield to throw. Has space on the right to run. Still looking. Fakes the throw. Still has room. Doesn't go down. And he's going to go out of bounds at the 5. I thought he actually stepped out sooner than that. But Childs makes something out of nothing there on the rollout. Just bad tackling right there by Summit. I mean, had him dead to rights. Didn't seal the edge on the play side there and just gives up a big gain.
Credit to Summit's secondary there. Had everybody covered up in the end zone, so Childs had to scramble out, but unfortunately with the containment of the defensive line and linebackers, he was able to squeak out, pick up a first down. It'll be 1st and goal on the 5.
3 wide for Childs. Gets into a tight formation. Childs scans the field, looks. Pressure by Summit. He's going to go down.
There by Summit.
Big sack by number 55 for Summit.
That's going to be Nealon Wolick.
That's the Parks Motor Cell sack by Nealon Wolick.
He's a junior.
Brentwood got a little fancy there. Just opened up wide and then closed it down. Summit sniffed it out, got pressure.
You know, sometimes when you get up this big, this quick, and are dominating, you try to get cute and fancy with some of your play calling. But
and then you just look back and just go with what you know. Just go with what you know. Back at 4 wide, single back are the Bruins. Childs out of shotgun. Takes the snap.
It's going to be a screen play. That's
looked like a screen
up
with how quick the line got in there. Childs wisely throws it away. I think they had the screen set up, but Summit just got upfield too quick.
Yeah, they definitely were trying to set up the screen there. Wolick on the pressure, but credit Makai Bell, number 0, the defensive end, took a couple steps and was like, wait, no one's blocking me. What's going on here?
You need to know when you get back that clean as a defensive lineman, it's on purpose.
Yeah, he backtracked, found the running back.
Get on your feet, Spartan fans. It's 3rd down.
So that'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 15.
Well, and you wonder if they're going to go back to the RPO well here. But without a tailback, that's kind of hard. They run jet motion, but the play is going to be stopped on a timeout.
So Brentwood will take their first timeout of the half.
7:33. Midway through almost the second quarter here in Spring Hill. Your score, Brentwood 21, Summit 0. Got another update on the Nolensville game. That's 8-3 as Nolensville gets on the board.
Yeah, so Summit's lone win this year against crosstown, would you call it rival, Spring Hill?
Probably not, considering that's Murray County.
Well, yeah.
Maybe Summit Independence might be the rival there. I don't know.
They've taken on Centennial, Green Hill, Blackman thus far. Coming up short against those 3 opponents. Like we mentioned, Brentwood coming in at 3-1. Their full schedule opened with Blackman. Got that close victory over Blackman. Lost a close one versus Brentwood Academy. Blew the doors off of Hendersonville.
Yeah, that was 56-7, I think.
And then won a tight one versus Henry County last week.
Brentwood in 4 wide out of the shotgun. Child still in at quarterback. Takes the snap. Number 2, quick out to the flats. Time to throw has Childs. Looking, throws it up to the back of the end zone. A little too tall for number 16, but not bad.
Not a bad place to put it if your Child's good coverage on the Spartans' back end there.
Make that 15. It couldn't have been 16 throwing
16 to 16. Yeah. That might have been a flag if that was the situation.
We're going to see the leg on the kicker as they trot out number
96, I want to say.
I mean, that is a kicker's number if you've ever had one. I'm not sure if it's 86 or 96.
I'm going to say Keenan Fisher, 96.
Snap is back, kick is up. Kick is down Broadway.
Strong 96. There. Strong leg there by Fisher, able to tack on 3 more.
Last jersey in the box, and it was number 96.
A junior. So Fisher adds to this Brentwood lead, 24-0 with 7:20 left here in the second quarter. Try to scan for some more.
Well, and I think Summit here is probably, any moral victories they're hoping to get here are kind of maybe going out the window because they've played sloppy, they've committed turnovers, they've had penalties. And so I'm sure the coach in the beginning of the game was like, hey, we can't commit penalties, we can't turn the ball over, we got to sustain drives, and we got to win the battle of field possession. And all field position rather, and all of those have been wiped off the board, so he needs a new dry erase board. And he has to have some more goals for the second half, or this is going to get out of control.
Well, we got slightly excited to start the game. Summit on the first play, able to pick up 12-yard run. Looked like they were going to have a little bit of something ready for tonight, but then unfortunately that drive ended abruptly.
Well, I think Brentwood has had enough of the kick returns because he put that one into the back of the end zone. And so Summit will take over at the 20. Collins has them in a huddle. Summit again takes over at the 20.
So update for Centennial. Taking on Springfield. They are scoreless. 0-0 with 3:22 left in the first half. That game taking place at Springfield.
Grambling runs the keeper, gets about a yard or a half a yard.
That's me, number 51 on the tackle for your Bruins, Grant Weber.
Second down from the 20.
I would really love to see Grambling just get some easy completions off. The only passes we've seen out of him have been 7+ yard shots.
And miscommunications, whether he or the receiver running an incorrect route or throwing a wrong timing pass. Grambling, again, RPO, lowers his head, and he's going to get about 7 on the play.
I would say not afraid to lower his shoulder. It's been second or third time he's done that.
Well, that may have been a run out of frustration.
Yeah.
It'll be 3rd down 3 from the 27.
Not much has gone right for the Summit offense tonight. 3rd and about 3, and this is kind of where Summit wants to be.
Right. I would say this is a crucial play for the Spartans. You can pick up a first down here. You're starting to get the wheels turning a little bit here late in the second quarter.
Out of the shotgun.
Handoff.
Handoff's going to be to number 2, and he is going to be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Carried by number 2, Brandon Thompson.
No gain on the play. That's going to bring up 4th and about 2.5 for the Spartans. And
Thompson with the carry there picks up
offense
about a yard.
Still on the field. This is borderline malpractice here. 4th and 2 on their own 28. I'm going to guess they're going to try to draw them off sides here and call a timeout if I were a betting man. Brentwood jumped, but no dice here. And so if you don't get them on the first try, you're not going to get them on the second. And so there's your timeout. That was my first accurate prediction of the night. So 5:20 left on the second quarter of your WCTV Game of the Week. I'm Doug Capella, flanked by my guy Justin Ventline. 24-0, the visiting Bruins so far ruining the homecoming celebration here for the Summit Spartans.
Not a great so far, not too much to celebrate, I guess, on the homecoming night if you're Summit, but we'll see what they do here on this 4th down. We've seen the punt unit a couple times, and honestly, Doug, I don't think it hurts to go for 4th and 2 right here.
Well, and so they've rolled out the punter, number 88. And so again, Brentwood doesn't have the punt block on, but they've already got one block to their credit and a couple of near misses. So we'll see what happens here. Summit special teams, another thing you can erase from what went well in the first half off the dry erase board. Snap is back, punt is off. It's going to be a high wobbler, so it's a little bit better on that one. Fair caught. I think aside from a kickoff, or actually, they didn't even see it. This is Brentwood, I think, their worst starting field position of the night, and it's their own 45-yard line.
So Clayton Merrill with the fair catch, but Summit had a lot more time to get that punt off. Saw a much more respectable kick out of the punting unit there for the Spartans.
That special teams play looked more like a gentleman's agreement where Summit says, don't rush, we'll punt, and we'll let you fair catch. Brentwood opens up 3 wide, single back. Number 8 back in at quarterback for Brentwood, so that's good to know. No injury there. Tight end switches sides from the top of your screen to the bottom. Number 4 in motion. High snap over his head. He's just going to fall on it. Smart play by number 8. You could have snapped that, and I think it would have been over the head of Shaq.
So that's Cannon Kinder back in at quarterback.
Kinder was like, come on, man. Making me look bad out here with that snap. So second, and it's my math skills are eluding me. It's second and a long way to go.
A lot.
4 wide, single back for Kinder. Looks to the side for the call. Kinder with the quick pass. It's batted down by number 0.
I think that's Makai Bell.
Number 0, Makai Bell.
So in all seriousness, 3rd and about 27 here for the Bruins. You got to think this is going to be a draw or a screen coming up. Or maybe just a direct handoff. I can't imagine Brentwood gets real fancy here. And Summit, if they can not commit any penalties here, and they can hold tight, this might be their best field position of the night. Three wide, single back set. 4 comes in motion.
They're going to look
Kinder's
deep.
looking.
That's going to be a hold in the backfield.
There's a hold, one-handed catch. Well short. I'm going to guess that this penalty will be declined as they only gained 4 yards on the play. So it's going to be without the penalty, 4th and about 23. You got to think Summit's going to decline this.
Holding is the call against Brentwood.
And there it is. It is declined.
So that'll bring out, I'm assuming, Brentwood's punting unit.
The whitest jerseys on the field come out here. Is Kinder also their punter because he's still out there?
I think he's assuming that Summit's going to accept it and trying to move his offensive line back.
The penalty is declined.
Franklin up 14-3 over Nolensville, and it is also Franklin's homecoming night. A little more to celebrate on that side of the town so far. So it looks like the kicker is also the punter, if I can see that correctly. Snap is back. Kick is up. Good punt. Goes way over the returner's head. Takes a Brentwood bounce and is going to rest nicely at about the 16-yard line.
Yeah, so Keenan Fisher pulling double duty, punting and kicking.
From the 17.
So in what Summit was hoping for a 10-yard punt on their side, actually ended up to be about a 50-yard punt.
And that's a tough one to return a low line drive when you're already set up way in front of where it's going to land. So
He was hoping for a high floater, and he got a knuckleball.
Yeah.
And it definitely took a generous Brentwood bounce.
Because ideally you would like to, probably would want a fair caught that at about the 30. But Grambling back in, empty backfield.
13 goes in motion. Grambling's going to keep it. Gain of about a yard.
Yeah, he's been tied up at the line of scrimmage. I believe that's number 14 on the tackle, Mason Ray.
If Grambling is going to run the ball all night, he may want to go ahead and have that ice bath warmed up at halftime against this Brentwood defense. Just over 3:30 to go in the second quarter. Brentwood up 24-0 over the Summit Spartans on your WCTV Game of the Week.
So quick flip of wide receiver positions.
Grambling out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, looks quick to the outside, throws it to number one. And, minimal gain there, Justin, but again, going back to build some confidence, throw some quick passes. That play actually looked respectable. It didn't get a lot of yards. It was a quick throw, quick completion.
I believe Grambling's first reception of the game.
First completion of the game.
Yeah, sorry.
Summit's going to go too wide. No huddle here. Clock is running. Single back. Grambling takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws it underneath to number 13. Number 13 is going to get about 3 on the play. Still going to be 4 yards short of the first, but 2 completions in a row. Something to build on as they go into the locker room for half, but I'm guessing Brentwood is...
You can see there Grambling talking to receivers, trying to get a little bit more chemistry together.
I would imagine Brentwood's not going to take the foot off the gas here and try to punch another one in. There's still plenty of time, 2 minutes left. Summit, on the other hand, is going to let this clock run and run. Snap is back. Punt is off, almost blocked.
Again,
Not a bad punt. Summit again gets it to the Brentwood, call it 48-yard line. And that is where your Bruins will take over as they again lead 24-0.
First down, Brentwood.
So one quick thing I noticed with Grambling with his pass is he just loves to fire it. Very hard thrown balls.
That's right. He's not hitting the lob button on
the controller at all.
Another score in at halftime. Beach out of Sumner County leads Independence 21-7.
Is that game taking place down the road here?
I'm not sure. These are fans texting these scores in.
Michael Crutcher.
Brentwood with a quick pass there, gain of 9.
They're going to go quick here.
Yeah, well, you're going to see some NASCAR here. 4 wide. 8 still in at quarterback. Snap back, good. Pocket holds. Fires to the outside, and it's going to be caught by number 23 for Brentwood.
The pass is complete.
Sets Kinder to Okla with the reception, and just a soft coverage by the Spartans, not trying to get burnt deep. Already had that happen once tonight.
So game is at Independence, and it is their homecoming also.
Oh, man.
Three wide, single back. Ball's dropped.
Yep.
He's looking, gets rid of it, completes it to the mark and out of bounds.
I thought Kinder might have just thrown that up out of bounds, like to the sideline to get rid of it, but.
Oh, I think he did. There just happened to be a Bruin receiver there to catch it.
Clayton Merrill, Johnny on the spot.
Gain of 9. And
rocking the Wake Forest towel.
I don't think there's any surprise that they're attacking the sidelines, but
Summit's playing that soft cover 2, cover 3 zone.
I mean, just textbook by Brentwood, hitting the outside route, stopping the clock. Clean pocket, throws it underneath in the middle, and he is hit hard by number 6, who is going to get an unsportsmanlike penalty.
Number 6, David Zimmeris.
So Dumeris, the senior, that's going to
it's going to cost him 15. Just boneheaded. That's a frustration penalty. Hit him to the ground and then stood over him. You're going to get a flag on that every time. Multiple flags come in on that play, and Brentwood will say, yeah, we'll take 15 more.
Yeah. That'll put them right on the doorstep of the.
That's not the play you make down 24-0 going into the locker room if it's 24-0.
And a great play. Credit to play by Dumeris there, but you're down 24-0.
Make the play and walk away.
You don't need the extracurricular activities. And
long discussion here for the officials. I can only imagine, are they talking ejection or are they deciding what they want to do? I would say that Summit doesn't need to lose any starting defenders here, so we'll see what happens. So there's the personal foul.
So two
personal fouls.
Oh, offsetting.
Okay. Well,
so
there's 2 on defense and 1 on offense, so I'm guessing the 1 still remained.
Well, I think the 2 were after the play, so those offset, and then 1 was most likely on the play, targeting or some sort. I don't know.
It's above my pay grade. There's no microphone. What I do know is it's 1st and 10 on the 10, and there's a minute 2 left, and I think Brentwood's taken about 9 seconds off the clock so far.
So Kinder once again, empty set. I'm assuming we're going to see a number 2 in motion coming across your screen. Nelson,
there's the
there
motion,
he is.
Fakes the handoff, looks out to the sideline, hits number 2. Number 2 made a man miss, and he is going to go out of bounds.
Nelson makes 1 miss, but number 1, Michael Crutcher.
So minimal gain, if not a loss here. But they stopped the clock. 2nd and about 11. 49 seconds left to go in your first half. Summit had the flats covered pretty well there. 2 defenders in position to make that play. We'll see if they try to attack the middle here. I mean, why not? You have plenty of time. 2 timeouts left. I mean, you can run your whole playbook here. And who's the timeout? Summit.
Coach Coleman's going to take a timeout there. Try to regroup his defense a little bit while we wind it down here into halftime. Got another update. 15-3. I don't know how that happened. Franklin.
Well, they scored. They went for 1. So it was 8-3, and then they scored 7. Obviously, audience math is not our strong suit here tonight.
Back for a limited time. Go get one before they're gone. Also, a special thank you to the Summit Gridiron Club, especially Bethany Lighty.
While I'm married to a math teacher, not too keen on it.
That's right.
So they got calculators and phones for it.
So Brentwood going into the half here, especially if they can punch this in, they got to feel pretty good. 35-0 in the second half, so running clock.
Right.
I'm sure they're going to want to maintain that possibility and get out of here clean with no injuries. Don't get it chippy. Don't get anybody ejected. There's no sense in that. And I just don't want to be in the Summit locker room.
No. A lot of things to talk about, but at this point,
back-to-back timeouts here. Summit called and now Brentwood called, and they're giving us a lot of time to talk here, Coach.
I'd say if you're Summit going into the locker room here, I mean, obviously you got to lengthy list of things that you need to clean up and focus on, but being down potentially 31-0 as Brentwood is looking to punch another one in. At this point for Coach Coleman, you just got to control the controllables. Try to get the ball moving, try to get Grambling a little bit more confidence with his throwing ability and a little bit more.
Well, that's right. Even though it's 24-0, it's not that everything went wrong.
Right.
You know, when you look at film, okay, what did my left side of the line do here? What did my right side of the line do here? Did wide receivers run wrong route? I mean, there's always things you can correct.
It's going to do Summit no good to go into the halftime and just try to nitpick at every little thing that went wrong. It's just got to focus on what you can control at this point coming out of halftime.
Brentwood breaks the timeout with 4 wide, single back set. 8 back in at quarterback. 2 goes in motion, snap is back, he looks at number 2.
That's the second time they've run that play, and second time the wide receivers have given Nelson great blocking. He's going to be in for the score.
You know, and Summit defense knew the play. They came up, but the wide receivers, to their credit on the outside, just tremendous blocking as 2 broke wide open the hole that they gave them, and he just got into the end zone.
You'll see it here. The wide receivers lining everybody into the inside, giving Nelson the sideline. All he's got to do is break 1 tackle.
Well, and Summit over-pursued right there. Franklin leading big over Nolensville, 22-3 at half.
Like you mentioned earlier, Doug, we've been saying, I think for the past 2 seasons, that Franklin team has got the talent. I believe a lot of that talent is seniors now, so they're probably trying to make a statement of, you know, we're sick of losing.
Well, in Nolensville, I think, is trying to find an identity. They had 2 quarterbacks returning and both left, and it left them kind of with some question marks, and so they're trying to stabilize that position and find an identity, whereas Franklin has a very, very senior-laden team.
New coaching staff coming in at Franklin this year, so potentially a fresh perspective with a lot of that senior-led leadership down there, and
So just like that, 31-0, 39 seconds left here in the half. I would guess that Summit is going to take a knee and go into the halftime. You don't want to risk adding insult to injury here. So 2 things I think are going to happen here. I'm going to go ahead and predict. This kickoff is going to go in the end zone, and Summit's going to take a knee. We shall see. I've been hitting on my latest predictions lately. And there it goes into the end zone, 1 for 2. And we shall see if Summit takes a knee. 39 seconds left here in the second. Everything leaning towards the Bruins tonight. 31-0 is your score.
Another halftime update across the county. Centennial still scoreless with Springfield at the half. I don't know if that's a district game.
Doesn't sound like
Centennial.
It. So how bad do the Spartans miss the Wade brothers? Well, so they don't take
Lexington,
a knee right
here. Still?
They're at Kentucky. Well, from what I don't didn't buy their football cards or anything, but that's where they were last time I remember. So Summit doesn't take a knee. They run the ball, and I'm guessing that is going to be it for the night, as there's 25 on the
They don't have to snap it here.
They don't have to. It looks like
they're going to.
Why not? Let's
take a shot, Grambling.
Go deep here, yep.
Or hand it off.
So they hand it off, and that will take us to the locker room. There it is, folks. Halftime here on your WCTV Game of the Week. Brentwood visiting Summit, and all over the Spartans are the Bruins with a score 31-0. We will catch you back at half. I'm Doug Capella, flanked by my guy, Justin Ventline. Welcome back. Second half action here on your WCTV Game of the Week. Visiting Brentwood making easy work of the first half, up 31-0 on your Summit Spartans. Homecoming Summit Spartans. To make matters worse, Brentwood's going to receive the second half kickoff. I'm Doug Capella with Justin Ventline here. Justin, first half not what Summit wanted whatsoever.
Absolutely not what the Spartans had drew up coming out into a homecoming matchup with the Bruins. First possession was probably their best possession, had some opportunity to move the ball. Unfortunately, didn't lead to points, unfortunately.
Summit goes with a squib kick. Ball on the ground. Summit recovers the squib.
They say they do.
I'm confident.
They got
it. There it is. So the best field position of the night for Summit, 32-yard line. Not expecting the squib was Brentwood. Had a chance to recover. And finally, Summit gets a much-needed break in this contest. Let's see if they can get some points out of this drive.
Yeah, so like you said, Doug, best field position the Spartans have had all night. First time across the 50, I believe. And we'll see what the newly transferred quarterback Grambling can do now. Is able to make a couple completions late in the second half, or the first half, sorry, second quarter.
Almost fumbles. Ball's on the ground there. Do they call it down?
Yeah, they called him down, luckily for his cause.
So Grambling not off to a great start here in the second half. And so Summit having some difficulty at the quarterback position with injuries, thrusting Grambling into the lineup. 2nd and 15, fresh off of a squib kick that gets recovered by Brentwood. 3 wide goes Summit. There's the motion to 13. Grambling on the keeper.
Grambling
fresh out of the ice bath, gets 3 yards on the carry.
Third down from the 34.
So I'll bring up 3rd and long for the Spartans. Play call coming in from the sideline.
I would imagine that given the field position here, Summit's not looking for field goals. This is probably 2-down territory.
So you're probably dialing up a 7-8 yard play here, make that your 4th down manageable.
4 wide has Grambling, takes the snap, scans the field, throws to the sideline. Brentwood was all over that. Good throw, but Brentwood closed quick on the receiver at the sidelines. And so here you have 4th and about 12.
Braylon Thompson, the intended receiver for the Spartans. That was broken up very nicely by a defensive back for the Bruins. I believe that's 25, as you see there. Bryant Cena, the sophomore. Kid's got a bright future in the defensive backfield for the Bruins.
So 31-0, Justin. And, you know, the funny thing is, aside from the pass over the middle for Brentwood, no big plays on the night. Couple of turnovers, bad field position, but Brentwood has had to earn all of their points. Summit sends man in motion. Incomplete pass. That's going to be a turnover on down, so Summit wins the special teams battle with the squib kick, and their reward is a net 3-yard loss on the drive, where Brentwood is going to take over, looking to get a running clock in order here. A touchdown will do it.
Yeah, you got to wonder what the play call was there, even if the reception, or even if the pass was completed.
A long way to go.
Yeah, still at the sticks, I believe.
That's
so
right.
A lot of growing pains, I think, coming in for these Summit Spartans in the next coming weeks.
4 wide for Brentwood, single back. Childs back in at quarterback. Handoff goes up to the middle. Gain of about, we'll call it 3 and a shoe. Generous spot there for the Bruins.
Tackled by number 9, Andrew Switzer, and number 20, Sean Mitchell. 2nd down 7.
Brentwood probably really not looking to pass here to open up this drive, although they come out in 4 wide. There's the snap. Child scans the field.
Proved you wrong again.
Proved me wrong again. Although you might as well have run it because they threw it for a gain of 2.
Once again, Clayton Merrill for the Bruins.
Child showing some poise in the pocket there as he checked down. I think that was his 4th receiver he finally threw it to on the far side of the field, stayed in the pocket and delivered the throw. 3rd and about 5.
Childs did a great job reading through his progression there. Like you said, Doug, found his 4th option, had lots of time behind that big offensive line for the Bruins.
3 wide this time for the Bruins. Single back out of the shotgun. Snap is back. Child scanning, throws a quick pass to the sideline there. Let's see where they spot him. He caught it at the marker and got pushed back about 3 yards. It's going to be close.
The pass is complete. Tackled by number 7.
They're not going to give it to him. That does not look like a good spot.
Yeah, that
for
was
Brentwood.
not a good spot by Brentwood.
It looked like he caught it right at the marker.
Yep.
And they're going to say no, about 1.5 yards
So
short.
Big
Brentwood here to punt.
Big stop there by the Spartans, able to get the ball back. Last time we saw, I believe that was Keenan Fisher punt, though, had a great punt, pinned him within 20.
The Spartan returners back a little bit further this time around with his heels on the 20. Punt is up. It's going to hang deep. Punt backs him up to the 10 where he drops it, recovers it, and he's down at about the 5. Justin, that punt was a thing of beauty.
Beautiful punt there by Fisher.
And I'm not ever going to say punts are beautiful things, but that hung in the air. He had his heels at the 20. It backed him up to the 5 where he lost it in the lights. We'll give him credit for that. Maybe he looked at the lights and dropped it. And so at the 8-yard line, does Summit take over?
So once again, Grambling taking the helm of the offense. Not in a great field position here for the Spartans.
Summit's in the shotgun, sends motion 13. Hands it off this time. He's got some moves. And that's one of the longer gains for Summit all night. Gets them out of the heels of their own end zone. 11 yards on the carry, goes 13.
That's Dylan Pierce for the Spartans. Once again, good run by the Spartans here. You just see a quick jet handoff around the edge.
Well, and they ran that about 9 times already tonight, but Grambling has kept it every single time. And so they set that up maybe a little too well that time with that play. Handoff to number 2, and he's going to be stacked after a short gain of about 1.
Thompson once again at the carrier on the left side.
Play gains 2 yards. 2nd down.
And so we haven't officially got a running clock, but it's been a running clock.
I was going to say, a lot of running plays, a lot of balls staying in the field of play.
I mean, just like that, we're down to 4 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Brentwood defending 2 wide here, receivers on the bottom side of the field. Handoff again to 13. He's got some room. He's going to be driven down. Summit putting something together here. Pride on the line, down 31-0. And they just have driven about 30 yards down the field.
Pierce had a great first down pickup around the right side, so they tried again around the left side. Once again, picks up about 12 or 13.
Coach, you could have driven a Toyota Prius through that hole on the left side. Easy gain of 11 to 12 yards there.
Well, I think all the quarterback keepers by Grambling's making those linebackers stay honest. We see it once again. Yeah.
Got a flag coming from the
flag on the play.
Back judge there, throws it in. That's probably going to be a hold. Face mask against the Bruins.
So that'll be a free first down, and the first time this Spartan offense has been able to drive.
Summit has more yards on this drive than they've had the entire first half. Summit refusing to go away quietly into the Spring Hill air here.
Building some confidence.
Thompson Station as well. Don't want to leave you folks out. Spring Hill Thompson Station. So Grambling finding his groove here. 13, a big part of that. Out of the shotgun.
I was going to say, I think there is multiple movement on the line.
Well, it looks like you can see
There's a lot of
stands,
confusion there.
and you can put your hand down, but once you put your hand down, you can't lift it back up. And it looks like the call is in. False start, which is not, again, what Summit needs, shooting themselves in the foot on what has been a very good drive here.
Well, I think there was just a lot of confusion on the formation and play there.
Well, the running back switched sides twice. Yeah. The receiver came in motion.
Coach Coleman was yelling at his newly acquired quarterback quite a bit on that set, and then I think just the offensive line not potentially knowing the cadence.
3 wide out of the shotgun is Grambling, single back. Low snap. Grambling looks to run the option, has room on the outside, gets back to the line to gain.
Yeah.
So the penalty all but recovered there on the play. See where they spot it. Looks like it might be about a gain of 10. Correction, they walk it back about 4 yards. Flag on the play down there on the far side. Player down for Brentwood. So we will sort things out once the officials do.
The first time we've seen the option tonight with Grambling. He's definitely not afraid to run it, that's for sure. Put his shoulder down a couple times on the quarterback keeper, but we'll see.
Well, Brentwood has really gotten away from the disciplined defense that they've played in the first half. They had the edges sealed, didn't allow anything outside. But I guess they saw enough of Grambling running that play, and now he's handing it off, and they're getting some hay in the barn here. But it looks like they actually moved the ball back, or they actually haven't corrected the spot yet. We're trying to sort things out between the penalty and the injury.
I didn't see what the penalty was.
They're discussing what is going to happen here. So Grambling made up a good bit of ground, but there was a flag, and so I'm trying to see what the call is here, but it looks like it's going to be 1st and 20.
First down, Summit from the 46.
I also, not to discredit Summit's offensive drive here, but I also got to wonder how many starters are still in on the Brentwood
defensive I did
side.
see some crisp jerseys on the other side of the ball. 3 wide here, single back. Grambling scanning the field, has time. Pocket collapsing around him. Still looking, throws it to the middle. Not a bad throw, but incomplete. Would have been a gain of about 15. Grambling's helmet comes off, so he's got to come out for a play.
And from the
this will be their 4th string quarterback coming in.
I was just going to say, the intel we have is I don't know if they have a backup quarterback.
Number 30 it is. Number 30.
Davis Smith, the sophomore, actually.
5'11", 138. A stout 138 comes in. I'm going to guess this is going to be a quick handoff here, as it is to number 13. 13 breaks perimeter, gets about 10 on the play.
Once again, it's Pierce.
So last half, what would have been no chance at 3rd and 10, Summit's breaking off 5, 7, 10-yard runs in the third quarter. And, Coach, just like that, 1 minute left in the third quarter, Brentwood holds 31-0.
Pierce has been the most effective offensive player Summit's had here in the second half. He's probably got close to 30 yards on the ground thus far.
Grambling back in at quarterback. Gets the snap, scanning the field, flag on the play, going deep. Dropped on the sideline, good pass, however, flag on the play.
Grambling's pass intended for number 1, Michael Crutcher.
I think it might have been a legal formation.
Magic 8 Ball says this is on Summit already at 3rd and 10. Penalty's going to be declined, so 4th and 10. You got to think Summit's going to go for it here.
Yeah.
11, clock still running, oddly enough, on a penalty and incomplete pass. Well, and that's time has run down on the game clock.
The end of the third quarter.
And there you have it, end of 3. No scoring at all. Lots of action, though. You had a squib kick to start the half, recovered by Summit. A booming punt that was fumbled and recovered. All for nothing as the score remains 31-0. I'm Doug Capella with Justin Ventline here, WCTV Game of the Week.
Yeah. Week 4, week 5.
Week 5.
So starting to get into district play for a lot of these teams.
I have no score updates to offer at this time.
I was going to try to look, but that third quarter snuck up on me. It went very quickly.
It's good.
So we were talking about the college slate tomorrow. We mentioned earlier we got Tennessee traveling to Norman in the newly acquired SEC foe, that is the Sooners. Also new Big Ten participant, the USC Trojans, will travel to Ann Arbor.
Hey, don't let Memphis sneak up on you.
Memphis,
3-0.
yeah. Big win last week over Florida State, which looks like a train wreck right now.
It looks like some job vacancies at this point, what that looks like. Summit will opt to punt. Will they fake it? The fake is not called. The ball is high, knuckly looking and short. Looks like a net gain.
Where they run that one out of.
Right now we're at about a 15-yard punt. Net gain on that. Brentwood will take over at the 30. 11:40 left in the fourth quarter. Brentwood in total control of the scoreboard. You know, you look, and you hate to say this is very Butch Jones-esque, but moral victories here. You know, you would think that Summit was really hoping to get that goose egg off the board, especially on homecoming week. Just again, though, shot themselves in the foot with penalties. Looked good at first, and then just got behind the chains. Brentwood 3 wide. Handoff to 22, makes a man miss, still running. Gets about 5 on the play. 22, if I can get out my telescope to look at this roster, is going to be Zachary Maples for Brentwood. Second and 5 for the Bruins. Just over 10 to play here. So 3 wide. I would imagine backups are checking in for the Bruins here.
Got one update from Franklin homecoming game. Franklin now leading 25-3 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
Handoff to 22 again, and he's met with a host of Spartans. So Zach Maples, the junior, 5'8", 165, toting the rock here for the Bruins. 3rd and 4 on their own 36-yard line. Coach, the weather machine here next to me says we may actually get some cooler temperatures next week.
It might finally start to feel like fall. We got the fake fall, I think, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was,
False fall.
Summer came back angry for sure.
I think we were talking about it pregame, but the estimated temperature for the Titans-Packers kickoff is a balmy 95 degrees. So if you plan on heading down to Nissan Stadium, you might want to lather up with the sunscreen, the water. You might want to start drinking the water tonight if you're heading to the game.
Well, and speaking of
Sunday.
a balmy 98 degrees, they may want to put a work order in for the restrooms over here. We're also a balmy 103 degrees when you walked in.
So if you're still with us, haven't flipped over to the college game on, at halftime, Nebraska's leading the Fighting Illini 17-10.
So Brentwood unable to convert there on 3rd down, 4th and 2. Snap is back, punt is away. A high wobbler again, this time a little shorter, but it takes, it takes a very fortunate Brentwood roll down at the 10-yard line. Aerial coverage provided by the 17 drones in the sky.
So Fisher definitely paid his membership dues this month, getting the friendly role.
Thank you to the Summit Boys Lacrosse Roosters and parents for staffing concessions tonight.
So clock must be 30-point lead, because it is still running here.
Clock is running. Bruins up 31-0. Summit looking to capitalize on the positives from their last drive.
Yeah, if you're Coach Coleman here, you're just looking for, like what you mentioned, Doug, moral victories.
Handoff around the side to 13. He's going to have about 9 on the play.
Pierce once again. He might end up, they can march this ball all the way down with a 100-yard rush game just in the second half.
Our rules official has just chimed in and said running clock is now 30 points in the second half. 84 for Brentwood was out there wide on no one. So he brings it in tight. Grambling on the keeper.
Yeah. Picks up the first down.
I think Brentwood is putting starters back in here. They're okay, enough of this business.
Number 17, Wyatt Grambling on the carry.
Well, 84 might have got mixed up that he had the wide receiver number on.
He
forgot which side of the ball.
Yeah, he was out wide and on himself.
Yes.
And so here you go.
First down.
Summit this time out in 4 wide, single back. 13 again in motion.
Oh.
Handoff to 13, little behind the back business. He's going to have 9 on the carry.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Yes.
This is going to be a hold more than likely on the Spartans.
I've got to give credit, though, to Harlan Mason, the Bruins. We were picking on him a little bit there, the sophomore lining up out there. Probably getting his action for the season in. Illegal shift.
Well, they had 2 guys in motion at the same time. You had 13, and then their running back went in motion at the same time, a little early. And so they got him for the illegal shift there. First and 15 for the Spartans. Clock now under 6 minutes to go. Handoff inside. That is going to be nothing there.
A lot of scrumming going on there.
Scrum is probably the appropriate term there. A lot of pushing and shoving and not a lot of yards getting gained. 2nd and 14 for the Spartans.
Braylon Thompson on the carry. He's going to get subbed out, though, here.
We have something in the press box that belongs to you.
Jackson Cranky checks in at running back.
13's going to come in motion again. Design quarterback run for Grambling. He is going to pick up about 8 on the play. And you know, when you come to the field here, home of the Summit Spartans, you don't have to look far to see that in 2020, they were the 5A state champion.
Yep.
And so not that far removed from the glory days, but Summit over the last few years has struggled to find an identity.
Lost a lot of key pieces after that 2020 season.
Handoff to 13 again, looks for room. Ball's on the ground. That is going to be a fumble. Looks like Brentwood's on top of it. Brentwood has it.
Fumble the play, recovered by Brentwood.
So it looks like number 81 for Brentwood. That's going to be Turner Weber, the sophomore, probably getting some backup time. Recovers the fumble for the Bruins.
Immediately following.
And you know, you've seen a lot of scores lately, you know, 71-0 and, you know, things like that. And you hate to see that for the other team. And here I think Brentwood called the dogs off pretty early. And you got to give a shout out to the coaches and the camaraderie there. I don't know what you gained from beating a team 63-0 and things like that. And I think Brentwood could have definitely put some more points on the board, but on defense and offense, they got some guys in and So kudos to the coaching staff of Brentwood High School.
So as we wind it down here in the third.
Hand off to Maples there. He's going to get back to the line to gain there, 2nd and 10.
The third quarter. Any predictions for the weekend? Tennessee, Oklahoma?
I predict there will be a Will Levis fumble.
On purpose or not on purpose?
Let's hope he doesn't throw it to the concession stand on accident.
I mean, we were talking about at halftime, Doug. It's almost feels like a make or break game for the Titans this weekend.
You don't want to see him go 0-3.
Yes.
I mean, it's a long season, 17 games, but 0-3 is not, especially when you should be 2-0 at this point.
Potentially taking on the backup quarterback they traded away to the Packers.
Yeah, I saw Jordan Love questionable for the game. Malik Willis, not bad in his first action as a Packer. A lot of very specific catered play calling in that Green Bay win. I think Josh Jacobs had 100 carries in the first half. So 2:30 remains here in the what is a running clock, fourth quarter, 3rd and 1 for the Bruins. Mercy rule enacted, running clock. Brentwood in no hurry to snap it. Our first down all but ends the game for the Spartans. And there it is, first down. That'll take the clock under 2 minutes.
That run's good enough for a first down. Tackled by number
And Coach, you can just about kneel it 3 times and head to the bus.
So Brentwood will move to 4-1, 1-0 in district play. Summit will fall to
the inverse opposite, 1-4. I just wanted to get some math credibility before we ended the show here.
There we go.
3 wide, single back for the Bruins as they let the clock just drain into the cool Thompson Station air. Handoff to Maples, tries to cut it outside. Going to lose about a half a yard on the play. I think Maples coming in relief would like that starting line out there.
So next week, the WCTV game of the week will head to your neck of the woods.
Big game, Nolensville. Centennial square off.
Yeah. So I think the last update I saw, Nolensville trailing Franklin 32-3 now in Franklin. I haven't seen an update from Centennial. I know they were struggling with Springfield as well, but that should be both their first district games of the season as well.
And there you have the kneel down. And so they'll spot the ball and restart the clock. And that's going to be the ball game. We have about 25 seconds on air here as the players head to their respective sidelines. The good news, no major injuries. Summit, not the turnout they'd hoped for on their homecoming night. They're going to drop this one to Brentwood, 31-0. I'm Doug Capella, Justin Ventline here. Another week in the books, WCTV Game of the Week. Folks, enjoy your football weekend and have a good one.